2, 3 people.
You see my waist up?
Mm-hmm. Ready? Go.
So today I'll be informing you guys about physical therapy, and I'm choosing this physical therapy because I'm currently enrolled in the physical therapy program here at Liberty to then transfer to a grad school for physical therapy. And I also enjoy it myself, and I have done many hours with professionals in this field. And what I'll be talking about is a brief history of it, requirements to become a physical therapist, and then ways you can go out practicing it, and then also the biblical beliefs behind it. There's a lot that people actually don't know about it. So first, physical therapy dates back to 360 BC with a man called Hippocrates, who's also known as the father of Western medicine. And even the applications he used back then are still used today. Then fast forward a couple thousand years, in 1881, Sargent School in Massachusetts opens up the first physical therapy program. And now they're a very renounced program in the United States. And now 2011, the APTA said that there are over 111 established physical therapy programs, and the number has only increased since. And then the requirements to become a physical therapist are rather difficult. First, you have to graduate from undergrad program, and then be accepted into a master's program. And by 2016, it is required that every physical therapy has a doctorate in physical therapy to practice. Then once you graduate your undergrad and your graduate program, you have to take the NPTE exam, which is the National Physical Therapy Exam. And then after that, you have to go through state licensing and registration wherever you're practicing. And then the upkeep of that, which does cost money and it does take time to just keep all those licenses new. And then also, once you get that, there's so many ways you can go with it. So one way to practice physical therapy is through, it's called geriatrics, which is rehabilitation with the aging population. This is important because it's said by 2020, 17% of the population will be over 65 years old. So learning to learning to deal with that population, which is very different from the younger population, that's going to be very important because there will be a high demand for it. Then also sports rehabilitation, which is one of the most, flashy side of physical therapy. It's where you deal with athletes, sports injuries, or even people who work with physically demanding jobs and just day-to-day injuries that happen to people. And that's most of your outpatient kind of office physical therapy. And then the third one, which I'm very interested in, is working with prosthetics. This is people who have lost a limb and they have to work with, a modified machine. You fit for them and you help them work with it, and that is one of the most rewarding jobs because you get to help change someone's life and improve their life when they feel like there's no hope because they have lost a limb. And then also the biblical teachings behind physical therapy are very prevalent in the Acts of Jesus. In John 5, Jesus is walking into a temple, and there's a man sitting there, and has been lame and sick for about 30 years, most of his life, and Jesus commands him to stand up, grab your mat, and walk. And the gentleman grabs his mat and jumps up, and he's so excited, so blessed that this miracle happened to him, and he's able to take that and be a disciple for Jesus and praise him and worship him and just show others, how awesome he is. And another instance, Jesus is in a hotel. Back then, it's what hotel now. And the gentleman had to lower a man into the front of Jesus because it was so packed in there. So they just raised him in from the church, and Jesus tells him to stand up and walk as well. So he created another disciple through that. So hopefully through this you've gained a brief history of physical therapy, modes to ways to become licensed or to practice it, and also ways to go about doing it, and then also the biblical